Welcome back to Biomes. This time we are talking about Bali. Bali is this little island up in the archipelago of Indonesia. It is quite a popular tourist destination, and with good reason. It's very beautiful there, has a great landscape, amazing beaches, interesting plants and animals, all of that. It has a more tropical climate and so has a lot of very interesting and diverse tropical plants, such as the banyan tree, as well as a couple other trees like fern trees and acacias and even pine trees sometimes. There's also a whole lot of tropical flowers, such as the plumeria, also locally called the frangipani. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right, I don't think I am. There's also these very interesting flowers called the lobster claws, as well as a ton of things like orchids. And like most tropical areas, there's a bunch of other species of hibiscus. And there's also a few fruit-producing trees such as bananas, and this one, the mangosteen. Quite a lot of the animal diversity is made up of birds, such as the endemic Bali myna, which I've talked about on Endangered Species Spotlight before. And there's other birds such as the sulfur-crested cockatoo, some kingfisher species, including the sacred kingfisher, as well as this guy, the stork-billed kingfisher, and a couple actual stork species as well, including the milky stork. There's also a number of smaller birds, including swifts, swallows, orioles, and this guy, the long-tailed shrike, one of our favorite little murder birds. And there's a few larger birds of prey as well, including this guy, the crested serpent eagle, as well as the sea eagle. And Bali is well known for its monkey species, the most famous one being the crab-eating macaque. But there's also the lesser known and a little bit rarer to see Javan langur monkey. Now, there are no longer any large mammalian predators due to the fact that the leopard and the endemic Bali tiger both went extinct on the island, but there are still smaller predatory mammals, including the Asian palm civet and this little guy, the leopard cat. And other mammals like squirrels are very common to see on the island. They're apparently quite abundant, including the giant black squirrel. There's also some weird little guys, such as the Sunda pangolin, a very weird animal. And there's quite a few different species of bats, including this guy, the Indonesian tomb bat. There's a ton of different reptiles native to the area, including the Asian water monitor, multiple geckos, including house geckos, and this guy, the tokay gecko, which is native to the area, however has unfortunately become very invasive in many other places. There's also a few different snakes, such as this guy, the reticulated python, and many venomous snakes, including sea snakes, and this guy, the king cobra. And since it's a more tropical rainforest climate, like all tropical rainforests, there are a ton of bugs, many beetles and ants like this guy, the tortoise beetle, and a ton of different native butterfly species like the Malay lacewing butterfly. The island as a whole has a ton of different biodiversity, and this really is not a deep dive, it's just barely skimming the surface. There's a lot more plants and animals, especially invertebrates and birds that I haven't gone into, but are still very cool and important nonetheless.